While the single search box of Google Scholar is appealing, you have to be aware that the information that you're finding will have a wide variability in quality and sources. What you gain by it being really easy to use, you lose in quality control and the ability to customize the search. Google Scholar doesn't record the quality of an article or journal. They prioritize open access articles. Those rise to the top. And then in any article, they show you first the open access version over, say, a paywalled version through a publisher website, regardless of whether you link to the library or not. Most journals only allow authors to self-archive the pre-peer review version of an article, which means for peer-reviewed articles, there may be many differences, perhaps significant in nature, between the version you can access for free online versus the version that you can get for a paid subscription. That's not universally true at all. There are many entire open access journals where the peer-reviewed version is the version that's free online because the entire journal is free online. In fact, both IEEE and ACM have a 10-year plan to move to entirely open access, or some definition of that. But it's not super common yet in computer science. So on Google Scholar, when we do a quick search for machine learning algorithms, the second article, you can see the first article is from 2012, the third from 1997. But the second article, they're showing first the archive.org version of an article. And it's a little misleading down here. It says to view all 6 versions. I would imagine that one of these would be a publisher version, but when you click on that and click through all of these, they are all actually copies of the archive version. So they are all actually the preprint. There is no final published version available online, which leads me to believe that it's possible this was never actually published in a journal. And I don't see any evidence that it was here. So where you find information matters. Where you conduct your search matters. Some of these other articles in the search may be quality articles. It's hard to tell the difference though, especially if you're new to research in an area. Luckily, the library does pay for subscriptions to hundreds of thousands of peer-reviewed journals. And in the next videos, we'll review a couple of those. But before we finish with Google Scholar, I will show you how to link your Google profile to the library, so at least you'll be able to get the library links to some of these paywalled articles. So we pay for them, so you don't need to. Because even though you do lose some quality control and customization when you use Google Scholar, that looser search algorithm means you get more results and you get different sets of results than you find in some of the library databases. So for some searches, I do still use Google Scholar. So to link Google Scholar to the library, you need to be signed into your Google profile, and you click on the hamburger menu at the top and choose Settings. Then over on the left, choose Library Links. And here, just search for Texas State University. And just click each of the instances of Texas State, and then click Save on the bottom. And now you'll see that for some of these results, which are behind a paywall, they're in paid journals, like this one, this third result. You can see it's the same search or the same set of results. This is that 1997 article, but it was published in Pattern Recognition Journal. And then over here on the right now, you have a link to find it at Texas State. So you don't wind up being told you need to pay for the article. The library has already paid for it. Let me know if you have any questions about this. If you like using Google Scholar, there are ways to vet the quality of articles that you find on there, and I have some information on that in the guide, which is linked on the left here in your Canvas class.